of people who work and owe their living to the hospitality industry are frustrated that they don't see the forensic level of evidence that justifies, for example, the particular curfew hour, and feel that it has a major impact on their lives and prosperity on the basis of evidence that can be ambiguous and not very deep. What do you say to them? Is there something that can be done in the structure of scientific advice that can be a bit more forensic about those interventions that have a very big impact on certain people?
Well, we're trying very hard to get data, and it's of course not an experiment because you haven't got the randomisation. It's necessary in some cases to look at cases and controls, and those things are fraught with difficulty to make sure that you've got the right matching of those subjects. So much as we would love to get really detailed information on this and to be able to give you the answer, we can't give specific data on that other than the things I've talked about, and nor can anyone else across the world. But it's a summation of association and the evidence base I've described, which points to that being a sector that is particularly likely to be part of spreading. Now, it's not on its own, and there are many others, of course, that do that. And in all of this, the challenge has been, which bits are you prepared to keep open, knowing that every single bit carries some degree of risk with it, and at what point do you want to stop? Because there's always a case in every area to say, I'd like this bit to be open, I'd like that bit to be open, I'd like to have more of this, and eventually you end up with the disease spreading. Now, in terms of curfews, I think that's even more difficult to say, and there's no really hard evidence on curfew times.
So why did we introduce a curfew?
Well, I think what you can see across Europe and indeed in this country is the notion that actually keeping people together longer in an environment, keeping people together longer in an environment where there's also alcohol, is likely to increase risk, and therefore that was a policy decision around trying to reduce the potential of interactions. It's not something that you can model with a degree of accuracy and say a particular time will give you a particular result.
Okay, thank you. Catherine Fletcher.